In the high mountain town of Karaoy, where clouds often touch the rooftops, there lived a woman named Leyla, a field nurse who knew the true weight of silence and human sorrow. Her past was like a frozen lake, beautiful, but hiding cracks beneath the surface. 3 years ago, her husband disappeared, swallowed by the mountains during a mysterious expedition. Since then, she kept the world at a distance, afraid to lose again. One day, a stranger arrived. His name was Arson, a geologist with a watchful gaze and few words. On the second day, he fell from his horse in the pass. Leyla stitched his wound in silence, until he asked, "Have you ever heard about an expedition that went missing 3 years ago?" She froze. That year, that day, but no name was spoken. She looked out the window and said nothing. The next day, he returned, holding a letter. No stamp, no address, just her name. It was her husband's handwriting. Inside, a map, coordinates, and a final message. "If you're reading this, it means I found the truth. But truth cannot be returned. It can only be passed on." Together, they followed the trail, through old paths, forgotten mines, and silent tunnels. They uncovered secrets, buried by time, by men, by fear. And while uncovering the truth, something else quietly grew. Trust, and something even deeper. In the final cave, they found it. Her husband's last message. He had discovered illegal mining and paid for it with his life. But he had left behind the truth and the belief that Leyla would find it. One day, they revealed the truth to the world. And then, she returned to the lake, the place where sorrow once froze her heart. She sat, in silence. Arsène approached and sat beside her, without a word. "Are you ready to live again?" he asked. "And you?" she whispered. "If it's with you, yes." And there, where once the ice would never melt, her heart began to thaw. Slowly, surely. Months passed since Leyla and Arsène had uncovered the secrets buried deep in the mountains. The place where they found her husband's last diary became not just a monument to the past, but a starting point for something new. Not just a connection, but something more significant and profound. They continued to search for answers, step by step, getting closer to the truth. The mysteries they unraveled only confirmed their suspicions. Leyla's husband hadn't been a victim of an accident. He had stumbled upon something far bigger than just illegal mining and paid for it with his life. But the more they discovered, the clearer it became that this wasn't supposed to end here. The truth had to be found. They uncovered old archives, hidden from everyone, with proof of a conspiracy between local authorities and some powerful people who were trying to cover up the illegal mining. It was connected to what her husband had tried to expose before his death. Arsène read the letter carefully and then turned to Leyla. "This is linked to his death, Leyla," he said, his voice serious, almost tense. "Your husband didn't just uncover illegal mines. He was standing in the way of something much bigger. He couldn't just leave it alone. Someone didn't want the truth to surface." Leyla felt a familiar tightening inside her. She knew her husband had been an honest man. But now, the question before her was his death an accident, or part of a much larger game she had been pulled into? Arsène took her hand. "Do you want to keep searching for the answers?" he asked. His gaze filled with that same calm assurance he always had. But this time, there was something more in his eyes. Not just professional curiosity, but care. Leyla felt her heart skip a beat. She looked around. The dark cave, just the two of them. all these secrets they had been digging up. Everything felt so uncertain, so unclear. But in this moment, with him by her side, she felt she no longer feared it. Her husband had left her not only clues, but a path to the truth. She couldn't stop now. "Yes," she said quietly. "I'm ready." From that day on, their relationship changed. The secrets they uncovered were no longer just about the past, but about the future. Together, they exposed lies hidden behind many faces. But with every step, they became more than just partners. They became something more. Something not only needed for their shared goal, but to stay by each other's side. They returned to Karaoy with the evidence that would put an end to all the secrets and lies. The local authorities were forced to reveal the truth, and those behind her husband's death paid the price. The town finally breathed a sigh of relief. Leyla could look to the future with peace. She no longer felt empty or lost. Instead, a new chapter of her life had begun. Together with Arson, they continued to work, helping others, and every day their bond grew stronger. They often returned to the place in the mountains where they had found it all. There, by the lake that had become a symbol of cleansing for Leyla, they sat together, watching the sunset behind the horizon. She looked at Arsène, the man who had been with her through so much. He was there. He was her support, her friend and her love. "I'm happy you're here," Leyla said, smiling at him. "So am I," Arsène replied. "We've earned this happiness." And in that moment, when their hands touched, they both knew that their future would only be filled with the light. They had been through so much, but now, thanks to their love and their pursuit of the truth, they could finally be happy